Right now on Up with KREM, time is winding down for state workers to get their COVID-19 vaccine. This morning, why some people applying for an exemption could still lose their jobs.
And we're taking you outside. We've got a little bit of cloud cover to start the day. That cloud cover moves out, wind picks up, and it's going to lead to a cold few days ahead.
This morning, healthcare unions say the demands of COVID are bringing nurses and other healthcare workers to their breaking point.
We want to help you. We want to make you feel better. And we don't have enough people to do that right now.
How their community is trying to make sure the nurses feel appreciated.
Up with KREM begins now.
Washington State now has a new way to help you show your vaccination status. The website irmobile.com allows you to upload your vaccine card digitally. This way, you will always have proof of your vaccine, even if your card gets damaged or lost. Now, this morning, we will talk more about what you need to know as vaccination deadlines get closer and closer. Well, good morning and thank you so much for joining us on Up with KREM. Now, while COVID-19 vaccines are a huge topic of conversation right now, our local health experts are also concerned about other immunizations. Our Nicole Hernandez is joining us live in studio to break down why we're seeing less and less children getting their standard immunizations. Good morning, Nicole.
Yeah, good morning, Channing. So putting the COVID vaccine aside for a minute, the Washington State Department of Health is worried about children getting their general immunizations right now. That's shots for viruses like measles, mumps, and polio. So I want to give us a look here at some of the data that the Department of Health has put out. So right here is a graph kind of showing the percentage of people that get each vaccine individually. This is a breakdown by county of how many people are getting their general immunizations, but this is the graph we want to focus on for this morning. This graph right here specifically shows the time frame, like over time, how many people are getting the vaccines. This right here, this graph is very straight, very level. This is the kind of line that you want to see from 2015 to 2020. This is specifically for babies and toddlers. The same amount of people that were vaccinating their babies and toddlers in 2015 are vaccinating their babies and toddlers in 2020. So this is what the Department of Health wants to see. But take a look at this next graph here. This is specifically for 11 to 12-year-olds, the adolescents. You can see the line 2015 to 2019, pretty straight, pretty level. But here during the pandemic, it takes this dip down. This right here is what the Department of Health is concerned about. They really want this line to be straight, be level. So I asked, why is there this correlation between general immunizations and the pandemic?
I think it's actually people not going to the doctor is really what a lot about it. Especially we recognize that last spring when the state shut down, it was really confusing. Like, when should I be going out? What routine medical care should I be seeking? And
so now we have those answers. It is safe to go to your regular as scheduled checkups with the doctor. That's especially important for kids who need their immunizations. The Department of Health says making sure kids are up to date on their shots will help keep everyone healthy and our schools running smoothly. The good news is we saw the number of kids getting their shots dip to its lowest in mid-2020. The Department of Health says now that number is going up, but we still have some work to do to get back to the average. In studio, I'm Nicole Hernandez.
Now, when it comes to the COVID vaccine in Washington, roughly 7% of Washington state's government workers have requested medical or religious exemptions to the state's vaccine mandate. Now, this is according to data gathered so far by the state's Office of Financial Management. Not everyone who applies for an exemption will be given one, and time is winding down for the roughly 60,000 employees to get the vaccine or lose their jobs. Right now, the only option is to get the Johnson & Johnson shot before October 4th because it takes 2 weeks to be fully vaccinated. If you are granted an exemption, you can still be fired if accommodations cannot be made. Now, all across the state, hospitals are dealing with staff shortages and an increase in patients. Healthcare unions say the demands of COVID are bringing nurses and other healthcare workers to their breaking point. Many are walking away from the job. One ICU nurse at a hospital in Western Washington says they're doing everything they can to treat people.
Our staffing crisis has been a problem before COVID, and then it's just compounded with COVID. We're always busy. We want to help you. We want to make you feel better. And we don't have enough people to do that right now.
The mayor is raising money to give healthcare workers gift cards as a form of appreciation, but the workers themselves say now is the time for real action. The time is now 6:33. Let's get a look at the forecast as people are heading to work or to school this morning. Jeremy, okay, will you need a light sweater? Will you need a coat this morning? What's the weather going to be like?
Oh, maybe a windbreaker later on today, but
Okay.
temperatures are on the mild side still early on today. Oh, wow.
Wow.
A beautiful start to the day. I think we can even hear the water.
Oh my gosh, that's the most soothing thing ever.
Let's all take a moment of zen on this Wednesday morning.
Deep breath in, deep breath out.
Chin, you actually sound like one of those.
I listen to a lot of these to go to sleep.
Okay. I like it. So let's deep breath in, deep breath out to get started with the day, because we've got another beautiful day in store. It's just a bit windier across the inland northwest this afternoon. Right now, it's temperatures in the mid to upper 50s in both Spokane and Coeur d'Alene, 54 in Sandpoint, 61 in Moses Lake, and 54 in Wenatchee. We've got some wind blowing, and that wind continues throughout the day today. Expect gusts to near 25 miles per hour here in Spokane this afternoon, and that's going to usher in a much cooler air mass. Comes with a little bit of cloud cover, and a little bit of cloud cover is going to be about it. I think it's a mix of clouds and sun taking us through the day today as temps climb to near 70 degrees. We're in the low 70s later on this afternoon. It's the low 70s before the wind calms down tonight. Clouds clear out, radiative cooling takes place, and we have the potential for a freeze early Thursday morning. Freeze watch in place for temps falling into the low 30s. Likely the coldest morning many of us have seen in quite some time. So today, might not need the jacket. Tomorrow, you're gonna need it.
All right, it is time now for your morning rush. More news in less time. The man accused of shooting his wife and her daughter in Airway Heights pleaded not guilty yesterday. Zion Carter is charged with 2 counts of attempted murder, first-degree robbery, and unlawful possession of a firearm. After the shooting, court documents show he was on the run for 2 days before turning himself into authorities over on the west side. A judge set Carter's bond at $1.5 million. Well, hundreds of thousands of people in Washington have fallen behind on their utility bills, and now they have just 2 weeks to pay up. The state's moratorium on cutting off power, water, and gas service ends on September 30th. The state estimates more than 500,000 people have overdue bills. Nonprofit organization HopeLink says households can apply for up to $2,500 in government assistance to pay their bills. They say as long as someone is seeking help, utilities cannot shut off their water, electricity, or gas even after the moratorium ends.
As long as you have an appointment, the utility companies will know, even if it's several weeks in the future, that you're working towards assistance. You're working towards seeing what your options are.
Now, customers can get money for current bills or even future ones. Some good news for a star from the Inland Northwest. Former Spokane Chief and NHL star Tyler Johnson's jersey is going to be hung up in the rafters at Spokane Arena. They will be retiring Johnson's number 9 on February 4th, 2022. Johnson brought the Stanley Cup back to Spokane in July after winning for the 2nd year in a row with the Tampa Bay Lightning. He has since been traded to the Chicago Blackhawks. And some great news for Washington baseball fans, because the 2023 Major League Baseball All-Star Game is expected to take place at T-Mobile Park in Seattle. That's according to a report from the Associated Press. The official announcement is expected to come out on Thursday afternoon. Next year's All-Star Game will be held at Dodger Stadium in Los Angeles on July 19th. That's your Morning Rush. More news in less time. Let us know what's happening in your neighborhood by using the hashtag #UpWithKREM on social media. With kids back in school and COVID cases on the rise in children, a lot of you have been asking if a minor needs parental consent to get a vaccine. KREM 2's Mark Hanrahan took that question to the managing attorney for Team Child. It's a nonprofit legal firm for juveniles in Washington.
As a child, a minor in the state of Washington, do they need their parents' consent to get a vaccine, specifically the COVID vaccine?
Yeah, so for all vaccines, generally the answer is yes, they need parent consent if they are under 18.
However, there are some exceptions. Coming up in Mark's Verify report, we're breaking down when a minor is able to get a vaccine without their parents' consent. That story is coming up tonight on the KREM 2 News at 10 and 11 o'clock.
And of course, we're going to take you outside. We talked a little bit about our cold morning tomorrow, but I'm going to let you know how that sets us up for rain moving in as we head into the weekend. We're talking rain Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and maybe even Monday. Stick around, I'll walk you through it.